Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode, I think, 776. Good Friday it is. So we've got Jenny in the chat. Finally Friday, I know. Finally Friday. I look forward to Friday not because most people look forward to Friday because it's the weekend. Me, it's like the weekend's just another day. Although, unless I have stuff going on. Next weekend will be fun. There will not be a free-for-all Friday next week because I'll be commuting to Chicago for the Cubs convention. I was thinking, well, maybe I can go live before I leave, but I'll have to leave. Actually, I'll be leaving, let's see. Yeah, about this time. So I will be leaving early next Friday morning. It's planes, trains, and automobiles without the planes. It's trains. Let's see. It's taxis, trains, and automobiles to get to the Cubs convention. I drive an hour and 15 minutes, which is kind of a nice listen to a podcast or some music. I drive from Madison to Harvard, Illinois, and hop on the Metra. That's the furthest north stop on the Metra line. Take the train in. It's about an hour, I think. Maybe no, actually, I think it's like an hour and a half. It's got to be more. Yeah, it's definitely more than an hour to get downtown from Harvard. I think it's an hour and a half. So I'm on the train for an hour and a half. And then I get down to Ogilvie Station, downtown Chicago. Then I hail a taxi. And then I take a taxi over to the Sheraton, which is not on John Nolan Drive. I'm not sure what street it's on, but it's downtown. It's right along the Chicago River. The Sheraton Hotel along the Chicago River. And get into the Cubs convention. So no free-for-all Friday next week. So let's get into the chat. So we've got Jenny, we've got Terry, Brian. Good morning. Thank you. By the way, Brian sent me a link to an excellent YouTube, and I was watching it right before. As soon as I saw it just a few minutes ago, I'm like, I'm going to check this out, and I've watched the first 3 minutes, and he's talking about YouTube Shorts, and I'm like, oh, sweet. So what I'm doing, I'm like creating lazy shorts. I'm just putting pictures together. So I did I paid $500 for this pallet from Goodwill. And it's got some decent views. Let's see. How many views did my short get? And I up late last night. Well, late for me last night, 9 p.m. 110 views, which is really good, I think. My whole house renovation of the first few days of demo has received almost 800 views. In about a day and a half. So shorts, man, I'm getting some views on shorts. My subs aren't really creeping up, but I feel like if the more views you get, it's kind of like the more listings on eBay, the more sales you'll make. The more views you get on YouTube, the more subscribers. So we've got a goal, 5,000 subscribers this year. I'm at 2204, so I've got a long way to go. Like even if I double my subscribers from now, and I've had the channel for like 5 years, I still would fall short of my goal. So I've got a long way to go. Johnny Boy Cards, what's happening? But to this point, I haven't really put any thought into subscribe. Every once in a while, I post a few tweets. Hey, subscribe to my YouTube, and put out this video every day. But I need to do, significantly more to get that sub count up. Paul Heath, what's happening? Good morning to you. Richard, what's up? Good morning to you. Augusta Lawn Care, good morning. Officially launched my store yesterday. Had the best sales day ever. Sold one last card. I was climbing into bed for a whopping $16 in sales. Hey, it all starts from there. My eBay store has been going swimmingly. I just checked out the sales. I've hit my daily sales goal 17 days in a row. In fact, the last day I didn't hit my goal was on December 19th, and I was only like $8 shy. So I was like 99% to my goal. And then I had hit the goal the day before that. And then let's see. I had crushed the goal the day before that, and then fell a little short 80% of the goal maybe the day prior. So 17 days in a row for hitting my sales goal, which means I do need to increase that goal. I just don't know. You want to make it realistic. So I want to make $3,000 a day in sales. And that's just, for me right now, that's not a realistic goal. So let's see. Todd, good morning. What's happening? Ed, safe at home, says good morning. Happy Friday to you. David, good morning. Christian says, I'm running a training today. Bummed that I will miss the game. Good luck, everyone. Go Lions and go Rams. What game is today? There's a game today? Joe, what's happening? Wants to know the schedule for CubsCon. They typically, now this year has been way different. So in past years, they have not announced any schedule. Like in past years at Cubs Convention, they haven't even announced players that will be appearing. They haven't announced, like in years past, they don't announce like what the different breakout panels are. So they've released a ton more information this year than what typically they have. The reason I think they've done so is because ticket sales are slow. They're they're grasping at straws to get more tickets sold to Cubs Convention. So my guess is you won't find out what the schedule is until you get there Friday. And that's how it's been in all of the years past, at least in the 8 or 9 years that I've been going. You'll find that schedule out when you sign in, when you check in on Friday. Good morning, Shaw Cards. What's happening? Jenny is here. What's up? Shorts are like tweets. Hobby Evolution is like articles. That's a great point. This is definitely long form content on Hobby Evolution. People will read a tweet way more often than reading an article, especially when I'm talking about Casey's Taco Pizza. Brian says, write it down. Exactly. I've got my whiteboard. It's like I'm running out of room on my whiteboard. Well, maybe I should wipe off the last 10 Wander Franco sales. I don't think I need those numbers anymore. From February 19th of last year. That was the first 10. And then I did an update on what date? April 16th, which the daily sales, actually, the average didn't drop too much. So the last 10 sold on Wander Franco Series 1 rookie cards on February 19th, which good thing I put the date on there, or the day, was Saturday. That was the Saturday of release. The average sale was $14.52 for a base Series 1 rookie card. And then on April 16th, so let's see. Oh, man. Yawn. What the hell? March, April. So 2 months later, the average sale was $10.92, which is still like, that was much higher than I was expecting 2 months after release. Now you can find them in the dollar boxes. In fact, I found a Wander Franco. Hell, I found one in a previous Goodwill Pallet. I think that was in Pallet. I'm on 9. I think it was Pallet 7. Back in like the late summer, fall, there was one in a box. And I found them in dollar boxes. So, and we're only 11 months, not even, like 10 and a half months out. Let's see. Cooter, what's happening? Good morning to you. Pre-cleaning lay datey. Pre-cleaning lay datey. Did I just say pre-cleaning lay datey? Pre-cleaning lady day. Lucky for Cooter. We had ours Tuesday. This past Tuesday was ours. So, which is perfect because the next day I went and picked up the pallet so I have a clean slate for 2 weeks. And then then it's going to be a mess next Sunday as I'm like hungover from 3 days of Cubs Convention, and I got to prepare for the cleaning lady day. Augusta Lawn Care says, awesome. Congrats on your sales goals. Thank you very much. And good luck to you. Red Light 34. What's happening? Terry says, anytime my daily goal is low, I hit the send offers to watchers button, and that will usually get me there. Definitely. And that's something that My daily watchers, and what I've noticed when I've run these big sales, so what I just recently ran was the 50% off 10 or more, drives a ton of traffic to my store. And not only am I selling like 10 or more for people to get the 50%, but I'm also, making other sales. And at the same time, I'm receiving a lot of people watching my items. But since I have that sale in place, there's no need for me to send offers. So by the time the sale ended Wednesday night, I had nearly 400 offers to send to buyers. So last night, laying on the couch, I sent out maybe 100. I'm down to 262 because just throughout the day, I'll scroll through and I'll kind of pick off like there was a Sean Clifford, Penn State quarterback, Bowman U auto. I think I had $40 or best or $40. I probably had best offer, but somebody was watching it and I'm like, I'm going to set an offer for 25. They took it. So trying to pick off, some of those, 90% of the people that are watching, and this is why it's like almost 400. Well, it's down to under 300, but it's $1.50 cards. And it's like, I'm not going to waste my time. And I'll only send, when I send offers on $1.50 cards, it's $1.40 because I'm not going to spend my time. The break even point on a $1.50 card or on a card is about $1.15, I think. Yeah, around $1.15. And that kind of depends where, if I find envelopes or not. How much do I have to pay for the envelopes? That can vary by a couple cents. So there we go. Steve Ains Comedy, what's happening? Good morning to you and a happy 2023. Let's see. Jenny says, and now I can't even sell an SSP of Wander for $12 on eBay. Yeah, even the short prints are a hard sell these days. Good morning, Wesley in Myrtle Beach. Paige and Deanie being in the house. We've got George here. Good morning to you, or I should say good evening to you. He's been playing with his negatives. David says, good idea for a short video. JMax Sports Cards has a daily short on what's sold in his eBay store. Oh, that is a really good idea. And I talk about that here, but of course it gets buried in the long form content. That's a great idea. What are my last 5 sold on eBay? Little sneak peek, and I can do that. I didn't realize until I was watching the video that Brian sent me the link to, which if you are a YouTube creator, I'm gonna share the wealth here. Thank you to Brian Dean, who's in the chat. He's the one that sent me this link. So there's that video. So my last 5 sold on eBay. Here we go. 1981 Topps, Lou Whitaker. 2010 Allen and Ginter, Johnny Damon. Oh, they bought 3 of them. I had 3 in my store. They bought all 3 of them. So that's, so, and this is a prime example of why I like $1.50 cards with free shipping, because I'm not aiming for the buyer that comes in and buys a single $1.50 card like the Lou Whitaker. I'm aiming for buyers to come in and buy multiple cards like that. Or if I have 3 copies of the 2010 Allen and Ginter Johnny Damon, this buyer came in, bought all 3 of them at $4.50. So my profit margin $4.50, $3.90 after the stamp. Let's see, eBay fees, we'll call it, 45 cents. So 50 cents, 80 cents. So where are we at? Let's just call it $3. Too much math in the morning. Call it $3. I made a $3 profit by moving 3 Johnny Damon, Allen, and Ginter cards, which I likely paid a fraction of a penny for those cards. Probably a fraction of a penny for all 3 of them because they came in like a 300,000 bulk buy that I paid $500 or less for. So that's the goal here when we're selling volume. It's not to sell a bunch of cards at $1.50 each and we're counting our nickels and dimes on 35 cent, 40 cent profits. So back to the last 5. 81 Topps Lou Whitaker, 2010 Allen and Ginter Johnny Damon, 2015 First Bowman Carlos Rodon, 2001 Topps Cal Ripken Jr., and a 2003 Donruss Classics Gary Sheffield. So a lot of baseball moving. In fact, we've got to go down. I did move a couple basketball. Chinanu Onaku, NBA Hoops, and I lost money on that because it was a 99-cent card with free shipping. A Christian Wood Premium Stock Laser. So those are some of the basketball cards that have recently sold out of my eBay store. Let's see. So who else do we have in here? So thank you, David. That's a great suggestion on a YouTube short video. And that can be like an additional. I can do like a regular, because my goal is to do a short every day. But hell, I could do 2 shorts a day, do one daily eBay sale short, and then do a just like a demo update, or hey, look, this is what I found in my pallet. Good stuff. Harlan, good morning to you. Dan, what's up? Don't forget to hit the like. Yes, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Scottie Dubbs is here. He's trying to unseat Uncle Rich at the top of the standings for Name That Player today. We're going to have a viewer's choice vote later in the show for today's game. Scottie's in second with 14 points. Uncle Rich has a pretty big lead at 20 points. And then we've got some separation between the top 3. Uncle Rich at 20 points, Scottie Dubbs with 14, and then we've got a tie for third place, 6 points each, Basement Card Collector and the card Hobbyist. And then we've got Max in 5th place with 5 points. So Max is coming up, and he made a nice run last week. So Max is the dark horse here, making that run. Sal Dougie's in the house. What's up? Good morning to you. Flipping Sports Guy says, Think Media is a great channel. That's good to hear, because that I should be a little more proactive in finding some of these channels. I know several people have suggested the Daily Refinement channel, which I just stumbled on. I mean, people have told me about it for over a year. And I just, I'll check that out at some point. But, you have your content that you consume on a daily basis, and it like really takes you, it takes some motivation to actually like listen to people, for me, to listen and be like, okay, I'll go check that out. So that's the curious part. And here I am trying to, more than double my subscribership here on YouTube. So how do I get people who are, I listen to 3 people a day, 3 content creators a day. How do you get them? How do you become their 4th? How do you break that channel? So I'm going to go into my own mind. Okay. So what was the trigger? Brian sent me a link to YouTube. Many times people send me links all the time. And a lot of time it's like I'm doing something and then I forget about it. And it's in honest, like I'm very forgetful. I have to write things down. Like I literally, like when my wife tells me like, hey, can you run to the house and tell our contractor this? I will put it in my notepad so I don't forget. If it's one item and it's like a pretty important item, I'll remember. But if it's like 3, it's like, like just random, like, the electrician owes us a bill for, ask him when he's going to send the bill. That was one of my honeydews yesterday. The electricians were pulling out wires yesterday at the house. So I had to ask that question, and then something else. See, I don't even remember. I think it was just basically their time, the electrician's timeline, in the next couple weeks. So I have to write everything down. So many times when somebody says, oh, hey, check this YouTube channel out, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. Or I'm doing something else and then I forget. And then it's like, oh yeah, 7 people have told me about Daily Refinement for the last 13 months. So let's just take a look at Brian's and see what triggered me. What triggered me? So what was the trigger point for me, Bo, to consume the video that Brian sent me the link? He sent me a link and he said, if you have time, Brian, I hope you are okay with me sharing the private message you sent me. I'm sure you are. It says, if you have time, you might want to watch this video, 10 new YouTube features. That was the whole article. And the title to the video, 10 new YouTube features you need to start using in 2023. So what was my trigger point? Well, I'm trying to more than double my subscribership on YouTube. So this is like a sticking point. So this could provide value. What are people looking for many times when they consume content? They want value. And some people don't have time. And I get it. I get it. You don't want to listen to Bo talk for an hour and a half. And for the first hour, he's talking about taco pizza, his neighbor Frank, and what kind of coffee he's drinking. And then it's like an hour later, and he's finally talking about how you can scale your eBay business. I say that tongue in cheek. Inside joke. And if you're watching, you probably get the inside joke. So I get it. So, and that's like when Dan suggested, hey, do eBay specific videos. Why? Because it's content that people will consume because it provides value. You know, if somebody like Augusta Lawn Care, he just started an eBay store. Many of the videos that I could produce, and I use that word loosely, produce, he could see value. What's going to sell on eBay? You know, that's a big one. You know, people like, how do you sell? Like, how, like in 81 Tops Lou Whitaker, many people think, well, it's just a common, even though most people think he's a Hall of Famer. How do you sell that? But then it's also like, is it worth your time? I mean, shoot, I should do a video on, is it worth your time? And it's just going to be me ranting about people asking that question. Of course it is. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing it. So providing value, but then it's up to each creator that's creating the content to figure out what's going to provide value. For me, when I was writing blogs on 1millioncubs.com, do I have it open? I don't have it open. But some of the most fun I had was researching articles. But guess what? The most fun I had researching articles was for content that people don't care about. I love history. And so I did an article. I was researching like the minor league history of the Cubs. And back in the early 20s, like it might have been the very first affiliated minor league teams for the Cubs was in, I think, Wichita Falls. The Spudders. That was their name, the Wichita Falls Spudders. And their grandstand like went up in flames during a game. They had to cancel a game because their grandstand went up in flames and burned down. I found that fascinating. I mean, many people, especially if you're into history, baseball history, would find just that fascinating. But guess what? Most people don't give a damn what happened 100 years ago. So that's what I learned. Like my fun, like trivial historical articles got no views. But if I do one of these faces and show a pallet of baseball cards that I bought at Goodwill, it's going to bring in 1,000+ views because, it's intrigue. We don't give a crap about a fire that happened 100 years ago, but we want to know, we want to see all those football cards you found in that box from Goodwill. So providing value in the content. Victor, happy Friday. Good morning to you. Cooter says, I typically watch cards until I accumulate enough to get a volume discount. So your $1.40 offers annoy me as I hate all the eBay notifications. I apologize. And here's the thing. You're going to continue receiving those $1.40 offers. Although sometimes I do notice, like if all of a sudden I'll see like 6 or 7 Giants cards, I won't send offers because I have a feeling it might be Cooter. But I think a lot of buyers don't realize the sellers that send those offers don't know who they're sending those offers to. In fact, some may be going out to 7 or 8 people, depending on how many people are watching a specific item. Now, if it's a 1989 Topps Will Clark, there's usually only one person watching that. But we as sellers don't know who we're sending the offers to. So if I knew, like Zach and Porter or Cooter, if I knew who was actually watching them, it would limit who I sent offers out to, because I know that my 10-cent off offer is not going to move the needle, because they're looking for 7 cards to get that 25% discount, which obviously is a better discount than 10 cents off $1.50. But I don't know who's watching those items. So if it's somebody, say that 89 Will Clark, it's not Cooter, and it's Joe Blow in Kokomo, Indiana, and he's only watching that one item in the store, I don't want to send him a 99-cent offer or a $1 offer, because then I lose money. If that's the only, and that might be the only card he's watching. So I think I wish eBay would show that information to sellers. That way we can like pick and choose who we send offers to, because I've actually had people, buyers, potential customers, email me, stop sending me offers. Well, stop watching my item. Like, mad that I'm sending them offers. But I get it from the buyer standpoint, but I don't know who I'm sending those to. Jenny says, speaking of eBay fees, any update? Yes. So we're making headway. We're making some waves. I don't know what happened. Something must have happened yesterday afternoon, because I received follow-ups from 2 eBay like higher ups. It possibly could be, I went on LinkedIn Tuesday or Wednesday, and I tried to connect with the CEO of eBay. It's like nobody else is listening to me. Might as well go straight to the top, right? So he hasn't connected with me yet, which I didn't expect that to happen. But I did find his most recent post. Jamie, I think his name's Jamie Dimon. And I commented, and I copy and paste. I have the same content in the message that I've sent every eBay employee I've connected with on LinkedIn. And I just copy and pasted that on the public eBay CEO page on LinkedIn. Maybe that maybe he saw that, and all of a sudden something got moving, because let's go into my LinkedIn, because yesterday afternoon I received a follow-up from one of, and this gentleman is, he is the senior global product manager for payments at eBay. He actually responded to my first email on Monday. And then he followed up with me. He said he was going to escalate it to the customer service leadership team and ask that they contact me via phone, which I never received a call. So Thursday, that was Monday night, actually, when he sent that. He followed up with me Thursday afternoon, wanted to follow up with me to see if anybody had reached out to me. I said, unfortunately, I have not received any further communication from eBay. He apologized and asked for my eBay or my email address. So I sent him my email address. He emailed me and requested some examples of these transactions. So I'm gonna actually use PNW, who was in the chat yesterday. He had actually sent me a message through eBay message system that, hey, this broke up. So I'm going to send a screenshot of that message within eBay. Hey, it's legit. Here's a customer that says this happened with each transaction ID, and I'll send that on to this person. And a couple hours later, after he had followed up with me, the senior manager for trading cards at eBay, who I had reached out to on December 22nd, responded. And this person could have been on vacation. It is the holidays, but I just found the timing to be interesting timing when these people are. I'm finally starting to get some correspondence going. So that's the latest. So this morning, as soon as I check off here, I will gather that information regarding the transactions because it continues to happen. It's continuing to happen. I think through multiple sellers using the eBay platform, multiple people think it's the same. It's the shipping policies issue, where the different policies are creating different transactions, which that shouldn't be the case. A transaction should be a transaction. Now, I'm not an IT guy. We all know that. But I want to know how, first of all, I want to hear this from eBay, not from people in my chat or not from people on Twitter, unless they're like official with eBay. I want to hear this from eBay, and I want to hear from eBay, how can you make this not happen? And how can I fix this easily? So I want response from eBay. Again, we ran the numbers. What if this is happening to 10% of the 18 million eBay sellers once a day? And again, it's happened to me at times 20 to 30 times per day. That's what was the math? $200 million in overages, $200 million in overcharges to eBay sellers. If just 10% is having this happen on a daily basis, if it happened to each seller on eBay once per day, that was what, $2 billion? Two with a B? It's a lot of money in overcharges. That could affect, like Cooter had mentioned, could affect the reports, the financials. Where are we at? So that's the update on the eBay transaction issue. So slowly, and as I've been sharing this information with my wife on a daily basis, my wife's like, this is going to be a pretty long, drawn out process. I'm like, it's a year in the making. What's another few weeks, months? Where are we at? Okay, here we are. Flipping Sports Guy. The profit jumps a good amount when someone buys multiples. 1 30-cent transaction fee versus, in that case, 30 cents. Absolutely. Happy Friday to you, Mark. Cooter, I have heard that feedback that people watching cards generally are not waiting on offers, but are rather waiting to find more or circle back to that seller's store. That could be the case. It's surprising how many buyers will take up my offers, even if it's $1.40 on these. I used to not allow counter offers when I sent these, but up until recently, Card Dealer Pro did not have the offers open, so a lot of my bulk uploads don't have offers open. So, like, I'd gladly, if somebody wants 5 cards, I'd gladly take $1 each. But that option isn't there for my buyers because the offers were not open when they were uploaded using Card Dealer Pro. Fortunately, Card Dealer Pro was able to get that updated, and so now offers are open using it. Dan's up to 20,000 listings this weekend. Very nice. Oh, he's going to hit 20,000. Awesome. I'm going backwards, and I hit 30,000 again. I was up to 31,000, but I made a lot of sales this week, so I'm going backwards. Cooter says, Jenny, I really think that that is the case with high volume sellers for sure. Jenny says, Dan, you are the new GOAT in eBay. Dan has taken over the world. eBay sales and collection buying. Flipping Sports Guy says, daily refinement, good principles, but he really just pushes his Patreon. That's where he makes his money. Daily refinement is a bulk liquidated crap clothing seller who's banned from eBay. Not much help for YouTube stuff. I did wonder. So why is he banned from eBay? I did see there was like a video on his channel from like 8 months ago, banned from eBay. Well, that's interesting. Maybe I shouldn't be watching his videos. Let's see. Banned for life. Interesting. Did not know that. Paige and Deanie Bean says Brian Dean has been very, very helpful. He is. Brian's the best. John says, writing note not to write Bo private notes. Dan says you should take one day of the week and do a second morning show for the West Coast people to expand your audience. I don't have the time, unfortunately, to do that. Let's see. Jenny says, I'm curious why goal of doubling subscribers. I feel like I would want quality subscribers versus quantity. Because the more subscribers, it's kind of like Twitter. It's kind of like eBay. The more the merrier. The more quantity, it also equals more quality by expanding that circle. I don't do giveaways anymore on Twitter, but I used to in the early days of building 1 Million Cubs project. I wanted more eyeballs on my project because at the time I wanted more trades. I was struggling to get trades. Now I have to like turn trades down almost every day. And people that poo-poo giveaways, it's actually a really good way. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of prize pigs, but I got some quality subscribers, or not subscribers, quality followers through doing giveaways on Twitter. So quantity does add quality. If BAU stops being Bo, the world gets weird. I don't know what that means. Monetization of the channel and the store, absolutely. What John says, it's also, monetization. I'm monetizing. So it's more YouTube monetization money. The more subscribers equals the more views. The more views equals more money. Also, the more eyes on my videos, the more people are looking at my eBay store. The more people that look at my eBay store, the more people buy my cards. The more that buy my cards, the more money I make. And I can afford to remodel a house, renovate a house. Flipping Sports Guy. When I was still doing videos, I focused more on good titles, thumbnails, and an intro that hooks people, not a hi, I'm so-and-so. The view is more important than the subscriber. That's a good point. The biggest channels get majority of their views from non-subscribers. I have a tiny amount of subscribers, but my 289 can outpunch anyone else's 289. You've got a great group of the 289. Is there a way to timestamp your morning show? And once you get to the topic, write down? I think so. And I've noticed on like other videos, people will viewers will timestamp it in the comments, like 1518. Bo talked about this or whatever. He finally got to the topic at 45 minutes, 32 seconds. So I guess, and I'm thinking, well, I don't want to go back and watch my video, watch it all over again, but I guess I could mark it down and hey, we're going to play Name That Player at the 53-minute mark. Ooh, I wonder if we do start the game at 53 minutes. I just pulled that number out of my rear. But I guess as I'm going, I can mark down, okay, Bo talks about Casey's Taco Pizza at the 14-minute mark, Frank at 23. That is a good point. Write it down. As Brian would say, write it down. Raphael, what's happening? Good morning to you. Flipping Sports Guy says, views pay, not subscribers. So after 1K, that number isn't as important. After monetization, good content is the key. That's good advice. Dan says, I see Jeremy Lee. Yes, Jeremy does do that with, has he been doing, I haven't seen his videos pop up, but I also, a lot of my channels that I'm subscribed to get buried because I'm subscribed to so many. And I'm sure there's a way, is there a way on YouTube to create a channel of people that I want to watch? Because I've got people I subscribe to just because there's been a video or they subscribe to my channel, but I don't consume their content. But Dan's channel, Zach and Porter's channel, John's channel, those I want to consume when new videos come up, but I miss a lot because I don't see them when they pop up. Is there a way to create, I'm on subscriptions, manage? Ooh, did I find it? Oh, this is just managing. Okay, so here's all the channels I'm subscribed to. like a playlist. Is there a way to create a playlist of the channels that, like, it's almost like on Twitter, like you can create a list of the Twitter people that you want to follow. It's like, if I want Cubs content, here's my Cubs list. And I just boop, 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 boop. I wonder if there's a way to do that on YouTube. Somebody might be typing that answer as I speak. So moving on. John says, common sense says that more subs leads to more views. Even Bo's middle school level math can grasp that. Absolutely. Clark, good morning to you. Let's see. John says, thank you to Andrew. You should be multiple thousands. I agree. John has awesome content. I'm still shocked that there's not more subscribers to John's channel. Subscribe to John's channel. That's 70s Card Show. Let's see. Dan says, maybe some videos on how to successfully grow and host a YouTube show. Well, I've got to successfully do it first. Hobby Evolution is the one show I don't miss. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jenny says, I can see that point, John. I guess I've been more about the hobby friendships within. I enjoy shows that are that focus versus money, like Chasing Cardboard just did. Card Hobbyist says, I used to spend more time polishing up my YouTube videos with editing, but I soon realized my work to engagement ratio was, yeah. And that's why I don't put any editing time down. Kind of like with my photos on eBay. It's like I'm selling cards for $1.50. If I spend 2 minutes, even 2 minutes per card, that's time wasted. Flipping Sports Guy says, my biggest videos, the breakdown has 80+% views from non-subscribers. Oh, I wonder what mine is. I can't see like non-subscribers watching Hobby Evolution because it's long form. How is there a way? Do I have to go into YouTube Studio? YouTube Studio. That's an interesting. I wonder what. I like stats. Go to video. Oh, I want analytics. Go to channel analytics. I should probably engage with my commenters too. Let's see. Overview. Let's see. Audience. It's got to be under audience, right? Let's see. Content when your viewers are on. Subscriber bell notification. Watch time from, oh, here we go. So, let's see. So what was yours? So you said my biggest videos. Oh, okay. I'm just looking from a channel perspective. The breakdown has 80+% views from non-subscribers. And that probably is, yeah, because like the viral videos, people are just watching the actual content. So watch time from subscribers for this is my channel. 75% of my watch time on my entire channel is from subscribers. So that kind of goes in with kind of what John's saying. The more subscribers, the more views. 75% of my viewership is from subscribers. Uncle Rich is here. Uncle Rich has to defend his place. He's got a big lead in Name That Player with 20 points. We'll play that coming up. John says, Jamie Dimon is head of Chase Bank. He's also at eBay. Okay, maybe it's not Jamie Dimon. Somebody else. Who is the eBay CEO? Let's see. eBay. Because I think I just did eBay, and I'm like, I'm just going straight to the top. Okay, eBay. Let's just type in. I guess I could probably Google it and get the answer faster. Oh, it's Jamie. It's Jamie Iannone. Jamie Iannone is the CEO at eBay, which is kind of close to Jamie Dimon. Focus Tilt George says, of course, you people get a lot of views from non-subscribers, but that is because they often have a, quote, relationship of sorts with a subscriber. Zach says, many big tech firms are downsizing at a large rate. Just this week, more Amazon and Salesforce. eBay hasn't had to. They should be responding. They are healthy. George says, for example, I get videos about cats popping up all the time, and sometimes I let them play. Why? Not because I'm subscribed, but because a friend of mine is, and I always tease them about it. Dan says, I think eBay was probably impressed watching you do math. That could be. He can count to 1 billion. I need more cat videos in my life, says John. George confirms there are some funny ones out there. Flipping Sports Guy says, unfortunately, it's all a guessing game because we all get different answers from eBay because they have no clue. I would agree with that. What if after all of this for Bo makes it worse? eBay discovers they should have been doing more fees. This is how my mind works. I've looked at my fee breakdown. I'll go back to the office. If I owe more in fees, I'm quitting the card sales and going back to the office. Let's see where we at. John says, Bo, you work for eBay. You're on a commission, right? Joseph, what's up? Good morning to you. I'm having same problem. People buying multiple cards, receiving my discount, but coming in with multiple orders. There's another example. Let's see. John says, LOL. Now we'll all get dinged. Let's see. Brian says, see if they will refund you. Here's my thought process. They're going to come up with some, and this is why I want to talk to somebody of importance and not just customer service reading from a script, because I want answers. It's been this long. I'm not getting any answers. So that tells me eBay's in the wrong for sure, because they're not even telling me what the problem is, nor how to fix, if there is a problem, how to fix it. So we'll see. Rich says, another reason you should send your cards to ComC. There you go. You know what your fees are there. I should know what my fees are with eBay, but glitches like what's happening is preventing that. John says, Bo only cared about the extra fees once the electricians told him he needed a new sub panel. Renos ain't cheap. John, I wish. Have you bugged my house? Have you bugged my phone? Because that actually is something that happened yesterday. We actually have to remove the panel, which increases our electrician bill. Yeah, that actually did happen. And it's very ironic that you mentioned that. Raphael says, my top hobby watches 1 million. Cubs insight from a FT seller with a mix of everyday life. Thank you. I appreciate that. J-Mac, straight talk from a hobby vet. SCR, hobby watchdog for better or worse. No SCI, Blez, etc. Yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know if I've watched J-Mac. I may have watched a video or two. Sports Card Radio, I watch a bunch of their content. I don't watch Sports Card Investor. I don't watch Blez. I don't watch Mojo. I've watched a couple Mojo breaks when he's at Burbank, because I like Burbank. Let's see. Donovan says he was selling Nikes. Rich says, I'm a prize hog. When I think about it on Twitter, I do that to let people know who is giving away what, and I don't really care if I ever win anything. My thinking of a prize pig is, there was one guy who would, back when I was doing giveaways on a regular basis, he was always active. I think he even won something from one of my giveaways, and then he would unfollow, and then he would follow, and then he would unfollow. And I caught this trend like 3 times, and finally I blocked him. And I see him on and he's still retweeting away, probably unfollowing and following. So like 3rd time, it's like, okay, you're done. You're out of here. Zach and Porter says prize pigs equals a radio reference for those who broadcasted live on location. Absolutely. Prize pigs. You had the same small town radio you played. We had the money wheel when I worked my very first radio job. WHHK, The Hawk, 102.5, Galva, Illinois. And we were simulcast with WGEN, AM 1500, Geneseo. And we played the money wheel at 5 o'clock. And, like 5:15 right after the news hour. And we would have the same people calling in the money wheel. Like, oh my God. So we had to install a rule. Like you could only play once a week. It's like and we made up a number, like be the 9th. So the money wheel was, and we were using, what was it called? I think it was Digilink, like old school, like radio computer. And we had like this fake, like, and it actually did automate, like, and so we would put in, like, we had 10 sponsors. It was like the Galva Florist, Time to Tan. What other local businesses was there? Damn, I'm drawing a blank. I should know this because they were like the same. So anyway, we would hit, and it was like a randomizer, and we played like the goofy spinning, like we actually, and most people, because radio is theater of the mind, most people thought we actually were spinning an actual like Wheel of Fortune thing. And then it would be like, and then Luann was our traffic director / secretary, and it was her voice, and she's like, time to tan. And so the person who was playing, like, sixth caller, Uncle Rich, you're the sixth caller. You're going to play the money wheel, and today the prize is $27. And so Uncle Rich would say, I want to play time to tan. And so I think there was like 12 sponsors, and they were local businesses. So we'd play the money wheel, time to tan. Uncle Rich, you just won $27 playing the money wheel. And then I think we had like a base, like it was like maybe $10 to start. And we had it up to like over 100 on a few times because people were not guessing the right ones. And I think we played it twice a day. I think we played it in the morning during the morning drive, and then during the evening drive. The money wheel. Let's see. I wonder, I may have, and Uncle Rich would be interested in this. I may have, because I hosted the evening drive and I was like 19, and it was called The Bow Show. And I may have some of my demo tapes from The Bow Show. That would be cringy to listen to. I'll let Uncle Rich listen to those. I'll have to go see if I can find those. I know a lot of the tapes I left in the storage shed when I moved out in Illinois, and I basically had my neighbor was I rented the house out for a couple of years, and my neighbor was like the property manager. And at the end, when I sold the house, I'm like, whatever's left in the shed, just like take what you want, the rest just dump it. And I think my high school yearbooks were in there, which I didn't realize. Like there was a lot of stuff in there that I probably should have gone back for, but anyway, I digress. The money wheel. Rich says, and then Bo can buy a new tie, have them tie. I thought about wearing a tie this morning and calling it Tie Day Friday. But I threw this sweatshirt on, and then I like hit live, and I'm like, oh, I was going to make it a Tie Day Friday. But I failed. Rich says, that's my secret. When I buy a tie, I have them tie it so I can just wear it from there. That's what I mentioned yesterday. I didn't learn how to tie a tie until like halfway through the basketball season. And I would have my buddy on the road, my roommate on the road, like tie the ties for me. And then I would just have to scrunch them up. Cards in the closet. I agree with the timestamp suggestion. Bo tends to meander, but that's why we all watch. Terry says, timestamp your topic and then edit that section out to a short or a separate video. That's a good point. Sometimes I'm all over the place and I like go and I don't know if that would work. I should try that though. Because I need to do, if I want to get to 5,000 subscribers, I've got to do something different, right? I got hollered at by a person for calling out myself falling into the trap of following channels who have giveaways in trade for subscribers. Realize the content can be bad, but the hook. Maddie Ice, what's up? Good morning to you. Ranking your subscriptions is something I can't figure out. I certainly would like to sort my sub list. Paige and Deanie Bean says it's called the community board. Sal Dougie says set notifications. Okay. Baseball card curmudgeon, what is up? Are you on the standings list? No, I don't think so. We're going to play Name That Player coming up. And I just said, I randomly threw out a number of the 53-minute mark, and we've passed that. Low rollers in the house. Proud member of the 289 Club, says Mark. Same here. Let's see. What's the latest hit you found in the Goodwill pallet? Nothing today. I found a big box of football cards yesterday with dozens of top rookies. I think there were like 24 Tua rookies, like a dozen Jalen Hurts rookies, a dozen Justin Fields rookies, about a dozen Trevor Lawrence rookies, a lot of color, some Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, color mosaics. Like nothing big. Like I think probably the most expensive card out of there at most $10, if that. Probably a lot of $5 cards and under. But cool nonetheless. Flipping Sports Guy says 75% watch time from subscribers means you have a loyal base, but is not a growing channel because it's not getting pushed out to new audiences. And that's why I need to figure out ways to grow that subscriber base. If you apply to Whatnot right now, you will be approved. I don't want to apply to Whatnot. 75% of viewership is likely us in the morning. I'll be honest, if I don't catch live, I try to rewatch, but I turn it off after a few minutes because you really have to be there live or not at all. I'm actually impressed and surprised by how many people listen on the replay because I have like 50, usually 50 people watching live, but each video gets, I think yesterday's video has like 400 viewers. So 350 watched on replay. Mr. Apex, I think of your show as more morning radio that's loosely card related, sometimes very loosely. That's kind of what I'm going for, actually. That's kind of what I'm going for. So I'm kind of happy to hear that. Rich says you want to hear a great trivia stat. Nate Colbert passed this week. Well, that's not good. At 76, he had 163 homers for the San Diego Padres, which is still more than 50 years into their existence, the most homers anyone has hit for the Padres. Wow, that is a very interesting stat. Where are we at? Let's see. Where are we at? Flipping Sports Guy says the videos of mine that are 80% non-subscribers are the videos that also get the most new subscribers. Good content, thumbnails, title gets the tube to push it out. Rich says, if I don't catch Bo live, even for a few minutes, I listen at the office before lunch. It's fine because I know many of the supporting actors and actresses in Bo's Daily Show. You'd be surprised at the card shows I attend. I'm like surprised every time somebody will come up and they're like, oh yeah, I listen like in the morning or sometimes at night. And they're like, are any of the people you talk about going to be at the card show? Like people want to meet like Rich and Jenny and John and George and Herman and all the various people that are in the chat that I talk about. People are like, oh, is anybody that's in the chat going to be at the card show? I think Scottie Dubbs, who's going to be in here. I think Scottie actually asked at the last card show. He's like, are any of the other people that are in the YouTube chat going to be at the card show today? So that's really cool. It is. It's like a community. Let's see. Rich says, if I'm listening at work, it's just a background to me like old radio air checks and true crime daily webcast. Very cool. Rich, I'm curious, true crime daily webcast, what you're listening to. I've actually started consuming some YouTube true crime content. Grizzly True Crime and Unsolved No More with Ken Maines are the two that I've been consistently tuning into. Let's see. John says every reno goes the same way. I know. And that's what I'm like. My wife's very optimistic on this timeline. And I'm like, it's not going to be like that. Like I've watched enough HGTV that my wife tunes in to know there's headaches at like every point of a project, especially a project of this scope. So right now, we don't even have, like we're still in the demo process. We don't have a building permit yet. So we can't even start building yet. And so the draftsman that put together the plans, there was not like enough info for the city. There's a bunch of stuff missing. He's like, well, that's outside of my scope. It's like, we hired you to do this. So that was a very frustrating situation on Wednesday. So now we've got, fortunately our contractor was able to pull in get a favor pulled in from another draftsman who's going to create a set of plans that will be accepted, but it may be the end of next week before we can get those submitted. So it's like, yeah, there's frustrations at every turn. Brian says, send eBay a short on breaking up orders. I don't even know if I could. I don't think I could do that concise. I don't think I could do that in 60 seconds. John has watched enough HGTV that he knows every reno costs extra money. Wait until they talk you into a new pool pump, even though you don't have a pool. No, that's something that my wife and I are 100% anti-pool. Let's see. I watch SCR to see who they are upset about this week. Flipping Sports Guy says, I love the content of Sports Card Radio. The constant yelling gets annoying. I agree. The content itself, for the most part, there's some stuff that, I think the PPP stuff went too far. I think that was kind of a witch hunt. It was like their feelings got hurt, so they want to go attack. I don't like that. But they do provide a good outlet of getting the word out on like legit concerns. Let's see. John says the Flipping Sports Guy just nailed it. Red Light says, John, can you post your YouTube channel? There you go. Let's see. I have it written down somewhere. Let me if John can't find it, I can copy and paste it in here. Maybe try and create an internship opportunity for a local community college student in digital marketing or business to help grow your channels. I've thought about that as far as like video production, to like take videos of the Madison Card Show. Jeff Wilson will be laying some folks off when he folds his tent. You can hire from his talent bucket. Rich wants to hear those demo tapes. And there's John's YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to That 70s Card Show. Let's see. Off topic. I am the keeper of passwords for the family. Anyone else feel like they're being judged when they say that password didn't work? Some respect should be accorded to the person who pays all of the subscriptions. Let's see. So John, you're at 290. Thank you to Red Light 34. When a kid tells me a password didn't work, I tell them, well, it's you, not me. Bo doesn't know how to work zippers either. That led to some great interactions with his roommate on the road. Jeremy Lee does that with some of his videos if there's a topic he thinks is really good. Mark says, I'll pretend I didn't see the tie trick. John, I'm sitting here with tears in my eyes from the last comment. Mark, you will be tying my ties going forward. Where are we at? I skipped too far ahead. Shoot, I skipped way too far ahead. Terry says, do a name the player contest. The winner gets a store coupon. Oh, that's fun. Mark says, got to head out. Have a good day. You as well. Let's see. Low Roller says, subscribers mean nothing if you're 5,000 subscribers, but only watch. I would agree with that. But the goal is to have more subscribers to actually watch my content. Steve says, you motivate me to start my own store. That is awesome. I love to hear that. Rich says, that's why I posted the Colbert stat. That is an amazing stat. Jenny says, if you need to grow viewership, just have Porter on for an interview on the weekend. You'll get views. Definitely. Augustus says, for anyone who hasn't heard, Damar Hamlin is conscious and alert. Yes, that is excellent news. That is awesome. And he asked, did we win? And I think the doctor said, you won the game of life. That's really cool. Rich says, there are some people at the Dallas Card Show who call me Uncle Rich at each show. That's awesome. In all seriousness, isn't that what you wanted to do, was build a community? Most definitely. Shark City Collectibles, like listening to your show when I work from home for the day job. Thank you. Appreciate that. George is always at your shows in spirit. True Crime Daily. Okay. Let's see. Low Roller says, are you getting a second eBay account so you can get 50,000 free listings per month instead of paying the extra? I don't think so. That is something I've got to tackle once I get to that point. I'm at 30,000 active listings. I have 60,000 free. So once I get closer, I've run the numbers, and that wasn't my plan because I want to keep it on one account. I don't want to separate the accounts. I think there's more value in having one account. So I probably won't do that because I don't want that separation. Let's see. Rich says, and I also like this one, Meet, Marry, Murder with Michelle Trachtenberg. Huh. I have never heard of that one. Let's see. Zach is dropping off a card for Rich. Very cool. Let's see. Kyle says Hobby Evolution is so versatile. I pick up info on eBay, how to tie a tie, real estate renovation, neighbors mowing, never a dull moment. Thank you, Kyle. Let's see. Gustus says, I absolutely stopped watching them when they kept pursuing the PPP thing. After he answered it, it should have been dropped. It was, yeah, that was unnecessary. And there's so much that goes into all that. So yeah, that was just a witch hunt. I didn't like that. For those who don't know, Mark Marinello actually dropped in and worked for me for a few months when I had a store way back in the day. He was good with customers and honest. That's all I ever want from anyone in cards. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I would talk to some of the news politics things I listen to and watch, but I do keep that out of the hobby chats, most definitely. Flipping Sports Guy, the value of one account versus the savings is massive. eBay has so much data on your current account that the new one won't get nearly as much push. Absolutely. So that's just something that I feel there's not value in creating a second sales account. Let's see. You forgot the culinary aspects. The whole PPP thing is all speculation. It sounded like tabloid journalism. I agree with that. MKB man, what is up? Good morning to you. I'm trying to get a system for storing my cards after listing so I can easily find them. Any ideas? So this is probably, there's been so many things that I've done throughout the process that have saved me tons of time. One of those is my catalog system. So you see behind me box 8 and box 13. This saves any sorting. So what I was doing originally was these boxes here are sorted by year and by sport. And many times cards were getting misplaced. Like, oh, this is 2018 when it's actually 2017. And many times I was finding cards in the wrong order. Plus, I was spending hours sorting 90, 91, 92, 2018. Okay, now I've got to break it down into Bowman, Tops, Chrome, Platinum, Heritage. And I'm spending hours upon hours sorting. So then I started doing kind of like a Dewey Decimal type system. And I realized right away that wasn't going to work. Well, first I did like A1 in the title, and that was a big flop. Fortunately, it only lasted one tab. Then I did B010418 baseball, which stood for box 1, April 18th when I uploaded them, and then obviously baseball for the sport they were. And it's like, that's just, you have to think, it's almost like going to Uncle Rich talking about the true crime webcast. When investigators are investigating a murder, when they're compiling all the evidence, they have to think from conviction back. They can't just like, oh, this is our suspect, we're going to arrest him, because they have to have solid evidence. They have to, what's going to get us a conviction? And that's how you have to think about when you're organizing. You have to think, don't think like I have one box and it's going to be easy. Oh yeah, box 0418 baseball. But what happens when there's 13 boxes, 26 boxes, 55 boxes? And then it's like B04. Then all of a sudden you have to think, oh crap. And apply the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. And Bo was not keeping it simple. He was being stupid with the early organization. Just bit my tongue. Organization. So then I think Paul Carl said, just do it easy. And then I went to the last one before I finally settled on the ultimate organization plan was box 2, row 1, tab A. But then what happens when you sell half of the row? You don't want to just have, you want to utilize all of the space in the boxes to keep it all confined. So the rows were unnecessary. So it's just box 3, tab A, box 3, tab B. And then I can just move the tabs over. And then it's like, okay. And then you go into double letters, box 3, tab double A, AB, AC, AD, and you just keep moving. So this is box 3, and I think I've already consolidated. So box 3, and I can, let's see. So tab L, there's only a few cards left in tab L. I can move tab L. You can't see this, but I'm going to move tab L from row 2 into row 1. Now I can take that, and W and X can go from 3 to 2, and so on. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, when I put my next batch in, I can go tab box 3, tab A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, A, M, A, N, A, O. So that's what I do. And then I have these card dividers for each box. And tab, so say tab 3A. What are the cards? The cards are Topps Black Gold Donnell Wolford, 89 score Richard Dent, 79 Topps Tommy Hart, 79 Topps Greg Latta, Topps Gold Richard Dent, Upper Deck Brian Urlacher, Wild Card Richard Dent, Prism Pacific Cade McNown. So it's all random. Now, obviously, these are all Chicago Bears, so I pulled from a Chicago Bears box and listed those all at the same time. Tab box 3, tab A. So that's my organization process. It saves a ton of time because I don't have to do any sorting, which is huge because that is a huge time suck. Where are we at? So Cooter says you can list hockey and soccer on the second account and never have to worry about sales limits or sales for that matter. Hey, I did sell a soccer card yesterday for 99 cents. Guess what? I lost money. So if I sell more soccer cards, I'm going to lose money. John's here for the impersonations. Jenny says we are 67 minutes in and haven't started Name the Player. I do see where others are saying about doing clips. So, by the way, since I'm still talking, I'm going to get through the rest of the chat. We've got 3 options. So, you're going to vote starting now. 89 Bowman, 88 Donruss, or 88 Topps. So, vote now on who we're going to play and Name the Player today. 88 Topps, 88 Donruss, 89 Bowman. You can vote now in the chat. Let's see. Flipping Sports Guy says, I changed my whole inventory system after seeing yours. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. I just go box number now with tabs every 100 or so. Limits the sorting and time spent. So simple. Absolutely. And I can't believe I waited so long to actually install such a system. Jenny says, I also wonder on if doing a 10-minute Name the Player at the evening hours would get you more participants. If 350 people rewatch, are they watching in the evening? I think it varies. I think some people are watching in the morning because my views just kind of go up through the day. So I know some people are watching later in the morning. Some people are watching in the afternoon. Some at night. It just kind of varies. Zach and Porter are out. Have a great day. And remember, cataloging cards is equal to investigating a murder. Thank you, Zach, for the laugh. I think we should come up with Bo's new eBay store name for his hockey and soccer cards. I have some ideas already. Let's see. We've got Victor, the rookie card specialist in the house. Bo, do you have a Card Dealer Pro affiliate? I do not. They do not have an affiliation link. About to take the dive and wanted you to have the much-deserved commission. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, Card Dealer Pro does not have any affiliates. Cooter says, Bo, you need to apply the 6P principle for your move. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance, right? Terry says, I use the same storage method. Once I get to Z, I use AA, BB. Very cool. I'm very similar. I do AA, AB, AC, AD, etc. Okay, so now the votes are coming in. We're going to get to Name That Player. 88 Donruss with a vote. Bowman. Okay, let me write these down. Oh, and I'm going to need this paper for scoring today. Oh, wait, we have the Post-it notes. So 88D, 88T, 89B. Okay, so we have Donruss. We have a Bowman vote. We have another Donruss vote. We have another Bowman vote. David T-Mac, what's up? Let's see. Rich, is that a vote for 89 Bowman? Let's see. Cooter says Bowman, of course. James, what's happening? Is that guy that does SGC grading going to be at the Rockford show? I believe so, yes. I'm pretty sure he will be. 5-star cards. Matt, I believe, will be there in Rockford on the 28th. Basement card collector, good morning. Hey, you're just in time. We're going to play Name That Player, and I believe you are, yes, basement card collectors in a tie for third. So we're taking a vote. 88 Donruss, 89 Bowman, 88 Topps. MKB man, thanks for making the time to explain your system. Big help. You are welcome. No names on the Bowman fonts, I think. Fronts. I think there's like a replica signature on the front. Basement Card Collector wants Donruss. So that's a tie. I'm still waiting. Is Rich's vote for 89 Bowman? So I'm going to put a vote on the side. I'm waiting for confirmation from Rich if his vote is for 89 Bowman. Let's see. So where are we at? So Basement Collector, we got his vote counted. John says Bowen does a few more buttons on his shirt for the evening areas. A facsimile signature, if I recall. But yes, no names on 89 Bowman. Clark is going to vote for 89 Bowman. Brian B is for Donruss. Flipping Sports Guy is going with Donruss. I'm sending Dean my 6,088 Donruss since he voted for that. Okay, so Rich's vote is for 89 Bowman, so we are now tied. There's Masood. What is up? And he does confirm. Masood, by the way, is with 5-star cards. He confirms they will be at the Rockford show. Bruce calls for Upper Deck. Unfortunately, there are no Upper Deck. No Upper Deck. 88 tops for the curmudgeon. That's the first vote for 88 tops. Masood says Rockford 5-star will be set up. Notice no votes for 88 tops until baseball card curmudgeon gets the vote. Bruce says LOL Donruss. Okay. So Paige and Deanie Bean says they want to change their vote. So Paige and Deanie Bean, let me go back and see. Did you vote? So Paige and Deanie Bean, please confirm. Please confirm. So Paige and Deanie Bean, if you do want to change your vote, please comment in the chat your new vote. And so that will be the vote you stick with. So Herman's going with Bowman. Dan's going with Donruss. So currently, so Paige is changing. Okay. So we're adding a vote for Bowman and we're taking away a vote for Donruss. So that means Bowman has a 1-point lead. So right now we're going to play 89 Bowman with 7 votes. Paige and Deanie Bean changed their vote, and that drops 88 Donruss to 6. So going once, going twice. Anybody else want to vote? 88 tops, 89 Donruss, 88 Donruss, 89 Bowman. Going once, going twice. Sold. 89 Bowman it is. Okay. And Masood, okay. So it's a 2-vote. So it's a 2-vote difference. So 89 Bowman with 8 votes. Here we go. 89 Bowman. Thank you to my mom. Put these in my stocking for Christmas this year, along with actually all of the other packs. So 89 Bowman. Name the player. Oh, we got to get our scoreboard down. By the way, here's the standings. Uncle Rich has 20 points. He's in first. Scottie Dubbs is in second place with 14 points. A tie for third with Basement Card Collector and the Card Hobbyist with 6 points each. Max, who I have not seen in the chat this morning, is in fifth place with 5 points. And then let's see, we have John, that 70s Card Show, with 3 points. Matt Royals 417 has 3 points. Dan has 3 points. Minneapolis Kid has 3 points. 2 points each for Diego and Garvan. And then we've got 1 point for Zach and Porter, Tom Gibson, the Flipping Sports Guy, Victor, Herman, and Mark Marinello. So, and I know several of our players are not with us this morning. So here we go. These votes don't count. So Bowman, there was gum in Bowman, and it looks like it's falling apart. By the way, we've got a beautiful gum stain. Beautiful gum stain on the back. So I hate how 89 Bowman, they split it up backwards and frontwards. So let's see. So there are facsimile. Ooh, shit, moving, hitting everything. Let's see. P&D were obviously paid off by Keating to change their vote. Okay, so here we go. First up, we've got a pitcher from the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland Indians pitcher. Anyone? I know he also played for the Dodgers. Let's see. It's not Ojeda. It is Rich Candiotti. Uncle Rich with the point, and he now has 21 points. 21 points for Rich. Tom Candiotti. All right. Oh, okay, John, you've got to get this one. This is a Philly guy. He was not a rookie. He was signed as a free agent in 1984. He was an outfielder. Not Charlie Hayes. Ron Jones is correct, Uncle Rich. Of course, Uncle Rich gets another point. 22 points for Uncle Rich. Ron Jones. All right, now we go to Kansas City. Oh, Ron Jones and Rich. So we can find out Rich's birthday is on June 11th. So, Uncle Rich and I are very close on birthdays. Mine is June 6th. Okay, let's see. So Rich keeps all of his cards. Now we go to Kansas City. This guy's a junior, not Bob Hamlin. Right? We should have whoever gets second is the real winner. Scottie Dubbs. Scottie Dubbs gets it. We'll give credit for Stottlemyre. Mel Stottlemyre Jr. Scottie Dubbs is on the board. Mel Stottlemyre Jr. All righty. Okay, this should be an easy one. Where's Sal Dougie at? Sal Dougie's going to get this. I think Rich uses the card recognition software from CompC. Yeah, Rich is the card recognition software. All right, Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee Brewers. Is it going to focus? Yes, Scottie Dubbs. Scottie Dubbs got it. Ooh, John was close. Max is now in the house. So Scottie Dubbs. So our first and second place players are running away this morning. So Rich has 22 points. Scottie Dubbs has 16. This is going to be a really tough one. This is going to be a tough one. San Diego Padres pitcher. I remember him with the Yankees. Let's see. That's how he was acquired. He was acquired in a trade by San Diego from New York. Not Mark Davis, not Rasmussen, not Mulholland, not Hawkins, not Greg Harris, not Mark Grant, not Steve Garvey. Let's see. He was drafted by the Angels in 1983. Then he also played for the Yankees, and he was traded to San Diego. Not Lefferts, not Bennis. All right, one, going once, going twice. No point awarded. Pat Clements. Pat Clements. I guess the back I can. There you go. Pat Clements. That was a toughie. Okay, now we go to Minnesota. Oh, this is the beautiful gum stain. Minnesota pitcher. And he has a alliterative name. Yeah, that picture sucked on Pat Clements. Alliterative name, not Davis. Anderson, yes, we will give credit to Anderson. Alan Anderson. Alliterative Alan Anderson. Uncle Rich with the point. All right. Here's a gimme. Fastest fingers. What the F is alliterative? Let's see. Augusta's out. Have a great day. John, I know you're going to get this one. Fast fingers. Who is it? John never fails to entertain. Agree with that. Uncle Rich. John was just a little too slow. Satchel Paige. Uncle Rich. All right, here's Toronto. This guy was like a Toronto Blue Jays staple. Toronto Blue Jays staple. He was an infielder. And it's Scottie Dubbs. Yes, Scottie Dubbs. Rance Mullenix, and also a great name. Scottie Dubbs on the board. Okay. This is kind of a crappy pack, by the way. This is like the biggest star. Yes, David Cone, Scottie Dubbs. Scottie Dubbs on the board again. 18 points. He's catching up. I vote we play Name This Skin Rash next. All right, next up we go north of the border to Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Shortstop. Shortstop for the Montreal Expos. Not Foley. Not Thon. Owen is correct. Basement card collector is the first point awarded to somebody not named Scott or Rich this morning. Basement card collector. So you, sir, are now all alone in third place. Moving ahead of Card Hobbyist. Let's see. Now we move on to Houston. The Astros, and he was a pitcher. I'm reading the back of this card, and I'm very surprised when he was signed. I didn't realize this player goes back into the 70s. Okay, I am not going to award Scott that. I'm not going to award Scott the point. It is Augusto, and I do understand it was probably a typo, but I'm going to not award a point for Acosto. I'm going to go with Augusto with the correct spelling. Uncle Rich, Juan Augusto, signed by the Red Sox in 1974. Uncle Rich, 1974. I didn't realize a Juan Augusto goes back that far. Okay, now we go to the Yankees. This is like the worst pack ever of 89 Bowman. Not even a superstar. David Cone is going to be the biggest name in this pack. Okay, New York Yankees. Oh, man, this is a tough one. I don't think we're going to give a point to this one. Not Velarde. Oh, he did have other cards. He also played for the Texas Rangers. There you go. I think his 88 tops was with the Rangers. Not Smithson, not Aquino, certainly not Mel Hall. Not Rusty Meacham. Not Babe Ruth. Babe never played for the Rangers. I think he had an 87 tops with the Texas Rangers also. 88 tops with the Rangers. Not Stump Merrill. Stump is right. Not Mahoric. All right. We're going to... His name... So his first name is Bob, but his last name is not We Atta Baby Eats a Boy. So his first name is Bob, if anybody can get it. And I actually don't know how to pronounce his last name because it can go multiple ways. So we're going to say going once, going twice, not Guerin, not Lamp, not Wiseman. It is no point awarded. It is Brower. It could be Brower. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm guessing it's Bob Brower. But Bob Brower. So that was a tough one. And the last one's kind of tough too. This is a little easier than Bob Brower. It's a pitcher for the Montreal Expos. Pitcher for the Montreal Expos. And he was drafted by the Expos in 1983. Not Bill Gullickson. Not Andy McGaffigan. Not Scott Baines. Not Randy St. Clair. Not Tim Burke. Let's see. His first name. It's not Bob Garvey. His first name. Not Parrott. I'm trying to think. Bob. It's not Bob. It's Brian. His name is Brian. Let's see. What's his last name rhyme with? Not Johnson. Yes, Flipping Sports Guy. Yes, it is Brian Holman. Flipping Sports Guy. Brian Holman. So, Flipping Sports Guy. Is that your first? Oh, no. You had a point, so you have 2 points. So, congrats. That was a terrible pack of 89 Bowman. The best player in that pack was David Cone. outside of the sweepstakes card of Satchel Paige. Let's see. Uncle Rich running away in first place with 25 points. Actually, they are going to be in the trash. No Cubs, no Stars. They're going in the recycle bin. Uncle Rich with 25 points. Scottie Dubbs now has 18 points. Basement Card Collector has moved up to all alone in third place with 7 points. And the card Hobbyist is in fourth place with 6 points. Max is in fifth place with 5 points. And then we have John, Matt, Dan, Minneapolis Kid all with 3. Garvan, Flipping Sports Guy, Diego with 2. And with 1 point, Victor, Herman, Mark, Zach, and Tom. So we'll play Name That. Oh, it'll be 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today when we play Name That Player again. So maybe in that time period, I'll come up with a different set of packs. Otherwise, it'll be between 88 Tops, 88 Donruss. I think I still have some 97 Stadium Club, which we played with that a couple weeks ago. So there will not be a free-for-all Friday next Friday because I'll be at the Cubs convention. So we'll play it in 2 weeks from Friday. So I will go live tomorrow morning, probably between 8 and 9 a.m. Let's see what else. Still going through the Goodwill palette. I've only scratched the surface on the Goodwill palette, so I will be digging through a little bit more of that later today. Probably do a short. Let's see. Were those numbered by chance? Do you mean like in numerical order? I just kind of threw them all on the floor. So the card 250, card 149, card 452. So they were kind of all over the place. Thanks, baseball card Curmudgeon. John says the gum was the only keeper. I agree. Throw him in the shredder. When I saw Rush in concert 10 years ago, the only thing he talked about was the baseball scores. Let's see. Add them to your bulk sales. They are vintage after all, right? Do you want to FaceTime for a few hours to practice the entire 89 Bowman set? Give those cards to Goodwill. Yeah, and then they'll come right back to me. I've thought of it's like, what should I do with these baseball cards if I can't sell them in bulk? I can't donate them to Goodwill because I'll end up with them again. Let's see. Augustus says, LOL, I followed your advice and hunted for the Hall of Fame list, dug through 4 boxes, knew I had some Torrey Holt cards from an old box. All that work, found 3 base cards and 1 basic insert. Let's see. Hope you find more Kenseth autographs in the Goodwill palette. You know, that's surprised. I did not find so far. Usually there's like every Goodwill palette has had a binder of NASCAR, like usually junk, like NASCAR cards, like the big time overproduced stuff. But there was not a binder of NASCAR cards in this one. So, or I didn't see any. I think there was like a loose Dale Earnhardt card, but I didn't see any like boxes or binders with NASCAR. Does the stuff in the Goodwill pallets come from Goodwills across the country? I don't think so. I think it's all local. I think it's all semi-local. They're probably worth unopened single packs. You would be surprised they sell for like $3. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for playing. How long does it take you to go through a pallet like that? Typically a week and a half to 2 weeks. So a week and a half to 2 weeks. So that's what I had for today. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Again, time on the weekends is all over the place, usually between 8 and 9 a.m. So thanks again, and we'll talk tomorrow.